Hey everybody, it's me again. It's Matt. Glad you guys all came back for another week of fun, exciting information. Basically finishing up week 6, day 41 technically. So we're almost 6 weeks in with just a couple weeks left before we head out to New Jersey. And I'm really excited to get to the show today, and we will be there right after this. All right, guys, welcome back. It's like I said, day 42, and just a couple of things I want to discuss today. Three key things I want to discuss. We'll hit the weight, this week's weight, toward the end of the show today. But first, I want to talk a little bit about depression and how that affects us all. So I'm not sure if I told you guys a story about me, and how I got into therapy. First and foremost, therapy has been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. My wife tried to get me to get into talking to somebody for years. And then when they shut my job down, I decided to go back to school. And literally one day, when we were trying to sell our house and everything was just kind of like changing, and life was going in a very different direction than I anticipated, I literally found myself on a park bench in the middle of the rain, lost, like nowhere to go, just frozen to that bench in the rain. Um, it was hard. And at that point, I realized that I needed to kind of find someone to talk to. So I met with a therapist for a couple of weeks or whatever they're called, LCWSs. There's many different things. There's many different levels, I guess. And the one I met with just didn't work for me. I think she was a more religious person, probably more in the church here in Utah, and I just felt uncomfortable. When I get emotional or when I get excited, I definitely throw out some, F's here and, other swear words. So it just didn't work. And I got frustrated, and she misscheduled me one day and basically made it so she had to cancel my appointment. And if you know me, you know that being timely is one of the key things for me and the people I deal with. I can't stand being late. I get very frustrated when people are late. Again, something I've worked in with in therapy, and I'm getting better about being accepting of those people who are late, but it's still very difficult. Anyways, moving forward, I met with the current person who I see, and it has been a life changer for me just to have that place to go and open up and vent and, get some, feedback sometimes that I don't even like hearing, but definitely hard, cold, truth feedback. And I think everybody should be in therapy on some level. Now, I know it's hard, I know it's expensive, which is currently why I'm not going as much as I would like to because it is expensive, especially with basically finding out Thursday due to some things out of my control. I'm pretty sure I'm unemployed now. Uh, the place where I work doesn't really fire people; they just kind of suspend them, and then most of the time they don't bring them back. So we're going under the guise of we're not employed, and we're just trying, to find work. And obviously that's a lot of stress, and with that comes a lot of depression that I've been dealing with. I actually had a good talk with a friend today who's also, let me know that they were dealing with some depression. And what I just want to get out of this for you guys is don't be afraid to go chat with somebody. Don't think that you're strange for going and doing that. Don't think that people are going to think you're weird for doing that. People do it all the time. You'd be open, go in with an open mind, go in willing to kind of bare your soul. I will say therapy is probably one of the few places where I do speak completely um, unfiltered, and I just let it out. And I have a person who I speak to who, gives me great feedback, gives me good direction, gives me great suggestions, helps me work on the things that we think I need to work on. Um, so if you're struggling, if you're like me and life's not going exactly as you anticipated, and you're having some difficulties, or if even if it's life's fine, but you just feel like you don't have an outlet, I highly recommend finding a good therapist. Don't settle on the first one you meet. Take the time to have some conversations, and I think you'll really get a lot of value out of it. So that's my rant on depression today. I'm sure it won't be the last one that I have, but it's all I have for you for today on depression. Next, I wanted to kind of talk about something as I'm trying to implement every once in a while. These things, they're, part of the reasons why I want to lose weight. And this week is going to sound hilarious and short sighted, but it's putting on my socks. So I don't have it down here right now, but you'll see it. Putting on my socks is probably the most frustrating daily activity that I do if I don't have this tool that my son got me for Father's Day to help me slide my socks on. Just not too long ago, maybe about a year or so ago, I went to Ohio and I forgot it. And I felt helpless because I literally cannot reach my feet no matter how I try. I've got to get on the bed really weird. And it just putting on the socks without my tool it's embarrassing. It really takes it out of you before the day even gets started. Just something simple as putting your socks on shouldn't wear you out, but this does. And so I'm really tied to this thing that helps get my shoes on. And that sucks. And that's another reason why. So we're going to this weight loss thing. And I'm trying to be, Kim and I have been trying to push for 30 days of staying nonstop without cheating or without having any, setbacks. And that's been hard. Because I do have to adjust it. They're eating stuff that I can't eat sometimes. And it's just the way it is, especially, with our current financial situation. We have to eat what we can get our hands on. We have to eat what's in the house. We can't just go, oh, Matt's on a special diet, so we have to make all this special food and let other things go. No, like, they're eating very different than me. And that means some days I might have to have green beans several days in a row, which is boring and not the most delicious. But in other days, I'm working things out. Like I have these chicken crust pizzas. They're called Real Good Pizzas. If you haven't tried them, give them a try. But the other day, I made one of those because they got pizza. My mother-in-law got everybody pizza, and I can't have pizza, right? We all know that. That's kryptonite for me. And so I took one of these Real Good pizzas, and like everything else, if you have it enough, eating it the same way, it could get boring. So my mother-in-law happened to make a salad for me as my green for my lean green. And I just cut this chicken crust pizza up and I mixed it in with the salad. It actually looked disgusting, full disclosure, but it was absolutely delicious. So I'm, having to think outside the box, and I'm okay with that. Because as we'll see here in a little bit, the numbers are paying off. We are heading in the right direction. We're going to try to hit swim. Now that I don't have a job to get to, we're going to try to hit gym water aerobics every day before we do what we're going to do to earn some money and with job hunting and whatnot. So we're going to try to do water aerobics every day. And I'm going to push myself really hard the next 19 days, which is what we have left before we head to Jersey to see my little brother. And hopefully I can make it out to Brooklyn to see my new nephew. But we're going to try, and I'm going to try to walk as much as I can. I need to push myself. Honestly, I need to push myself to get out of the house, which is something I actually kind of got reminded through my wife from my mother-in-law that if I just sit down here in our little living area and just think about all the negative shit all the time, I'm never going to get out of this rut. So I'm going to try to get out and get walking in the next couple of weeks. And that's going to help when I'm walking around the stadium for, the Building Bridges tour against the Jets. And so that's that, guys. That's kind of what I have for this week. Now I think it's time to get to the most important. Okay, not the most important thing. I think there's a lot of important things to this. But the thing that we're all kind of paying attention to, right? What is that number this week? So this week's weigh-in was, It was really good. So today's weight, I am 531.6, and that's 11.8 pounds down. Basically 12 pounds almost down from last week, a week ago today. And that's great. I'm excited about that. Now I just got to keep that going, keep that momentum going in the right direction. And, you guys continue to help me with that as you send your questions, as you send, your likes, as you send your words of encouragement. All those things are appreciated. All those things help keep me motivated. Having an awesome wife who really goes out of her way to make sure that I have, the correct things on my diet to eat, to remind me when, like the other night when I've been craving pizza, you guys. I have a pizza boner right now, full disclosure. And I'm dying for pizza. And to have a wife who isn't afraid to step up and go, hey, dumbass. I mean, she doesn't say that. That's just me turning, how I would say it. But listen, hey, remember we're trying to go 30 days and pushing me. And yes, it probably does, like, on some tiny level, frustrate me. I know, like, I love her that, I picked somebody who will let me know that means I picked the right person, because she doesn't just let me get away with it. And so that's a win for me. So until next week, thank you guys again. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Glad to have you guys involved. Excited about football season. We'll probably hit on that a little week. We'll probably hit on that next week. Just kind of the struggles that come along with football season, and my connection, everything with food and what I usually do on a Sunday. Maybe we'll hit that up next week. But for this week, you guys have a great week. Stay strong. If you're, trying to eat better, trying to be more healthy, get out there, walk, do some walking, do some exercising. Think about healthier alternatives on what you're eating, and drink a lot of water. I'll see you guys next week.